Oh shit, flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the mind of an Terrence Moon, Dolo the Archangel URIEL, and flight boss here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now we're gonna talk about the power of your mother. Now, I don't think people know how deep this actually goes. But the power of your mother runs deep. Now, when I get to this, some may be offended, some may realize, some may disagree. But you need to rise above all that, because one thing I need you to know, whether you're a female or a male, you could be older than your parents. So don't put all the responsibility on your parents for what's ever going on in your life. Because a lot of times you came into this life with more knowledge and more experience than them. So keep that in mind. Whenever you're going through situations and you feel like you need to blame your parents or blame your mother, keep this in mind. Maybe you here to teach them something. Maybe you here to show them something. Maybe you here to show her a new world. And let me break this down. The power your mother have. Now, you probably been around somebody, or you. Now, I'm gonna say this too. Me too. We all have these issues. So you may be you, or you may be around somebody, and y'all probably had thoughts like, you ever had the thought like, damn, I came into a weak ass vessel. Some people may have the thoughts of, damn, I came into a weak ass world. Some people may think like, damn, why the fuck am I here? Then you got some people will be like, damn, this world is beautiful. I came into a beautiful world. Some people love the position they in. Some people love life. Now you can go through each polar opposite in different ways. You could love life so much till when you start to get older and realize what it is, you start to hate it. You can hate life so much till when you start to realize what it is, you can love it. So that's not the issue. Your spirit starts to develop the older you get. So that'll decipher that. But these kind of questions and things and anything you can realize in general, we need to understand the power of the mother. Now check this out. The reason why I said all that, right, is because these are the feelings you have, but these are the feelings that your mother was resonate with in order for her to agree to those terms and conditions, that's the way that the world is. For an example, if you come into this world thinking from this perspective, man, I came into a weak ass world, then 9 times out of 10, you had no other choice but to say that. You came into a weak ass world. So what's really going on is either your mother was a weak individual, or your mother had these feelings and thoughts of, this is a weak ass world she is in. So when you come out, you play out these characteristics and these traits in your own way, based upon your astrological chart. So wherever your spirit came from. You see what I'm saying? But that's why these things right here is very important. Why women should know their strength. Why women should stay strong. You see what I'm saying? Because the way you are is the way your child gonna see the world. Now we're within the world, but we create our own worlds within the worlds. AKA, we have our own space within the space. So as a female, see, doctors may not even know why they're telling you this, but it's important to get away from bitch ass niggas who's keeping your vibrations going up and down chaotic. It's important to cut off these chaotic ass friends that's calling you only time when they need something, or when they fucking your man or something like that. Listen, it's important to keep your vibrations in a state where you can be comfortable, because the way you see the world, or the way you let the world take advantage of you, that's the world that your child is coming out into. So even though you got this mother, this mother, this mother, you may be a mother, right? Y'all all in one world. But the way y'all see the world is y'all own perception within your own world, your own imagination of the overall imagination that you in, which is a world. So the state you are in is the fruit that your seed is going to blossom to be. You see what I'm saying? This is why you got a lot of niggas that act like bitches. You see what I'm saying? Because they may came out of a female that don't know anything else but to be a bitch. So she's gossiping every time you turn around. She's getting niggas killed every time she turn around. You know what I'm saying? She's in fights every time she turn around. Right? She even got thoughts and ideas in her head that she may be unsure of who's even a father. You see what I'm saying? So when you come out in this world, everything's fucked up with you. You don't even got the right idea if this is my father or not. Even if she do dealing with a boyfriend that she call your uncle, or she may claim that's your father. You gonna have, just based upon her actions and the way she carry herself, you ain't gonna have no choice but to have spiritual ideas of, man, is this really my father? And you're gonna act in ways to see if you carry his traits and shit. It's like it'll take your spirit growing up as a child through a mind fuck. So you have to understand, women, females, it's important to be strong. And with all your power, it's so easy to get influenced by the things that's out here, because it's easy for you, and you got so much access to it that a lot of times you can overindulge into your pleasures or overindulge into your power. The power of the P. P, pleasures, power, pussy. And goddamn, it's popular. So we need proportions, but you got to make sure you're proportioning it right. And you're not just creating big old holes everywhere where people could just get sucked in and fall into a never existing thing. Now, you need to understand this. Listen. How you vibrate is what you bring into this world. This is how the seed grow. This is how the seed grow. You are the earth, females. So listen, if you ever had thoughts in your head, let's get to some positive shit. If you ever had thoughts in your head like, man, I love living, I love life. That was the world that your mother was in. Your mother probably felt beautiful. You probably had a wise mother. You know what I'm saying? Do you got thoughts as a child? I don't care if you got children. I'm talking to you as a child. If you on this earth, you are a child. I don't care how old you is. You could be 90 fucking years old. That don't mean you older than Archangel Uriel. That don't mean shit. You still a child because you had parents. So this is universal knowledge. If you came into the world feeling lost, and feeling like you need something to cling to, and you need to find a light, you need to find a source, you need to find information. The goddamn you came out of a mother who felt that same exact way, and that's how she carried herself. But look at 99% of the motherfucking world who needs something to cling on to, who need a sense of direction. So this shit is going way deep and way higher than a person who would just see my title and say, women, the power of the mother. You see what I'm saying? It's important to keep your vibe. That's why I look at certain females out here that act super ratchet and shit like that, and I'm like, they having kids left or right, and I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all bringing in this world. You see the world fucked up. How you think what you bringing in this world about to see it? You see what I'm saying? So, if you ever felt weak, you ever felt like, I don't know what to do, you need to realize where that came from. It came from your mother. Your mother is living in a state of not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go. So when you come out, that's how you vibrated. You don't have no sense of direction of where to go or what to do. You see what I'm saying? It's far out, but it ain't. It's really right in front of your face. The power of the mother. You know what I'm saying? If you're a person who feel wise, you feel like you're smarter than everybody else, you know things, that's how your mother see the world. So when you come out, you may not see it because you're doing it in your way. You see what I'm saying? We have a whole race, a whole line of race that came into this world based upon worry, based upon stress, based upon needing direction. And if you look at that, that's every generation. So where the fuck did that come from? Who the fuck, what higher realm of reality is oppressing women in the way that when it get played out in lower dimensions, it get played out in this way? To the point that mothers see the world the way they see it, and all the seeds that they bring into this world follow that order. So the highest conscious you can even get to got some train of thought of worrying in that. Got some train of thought of desperation. I don't think it's one conscious person on the universe that got consciously to where they at without a devastating situation, without a situation of feeling lost, without a situation of being in the dark. I don't think any conscious person. That's why I say in my videos the way Hebrew Israelites treat women, and the way how they try to consume them, and try to say that a woman need to get smarter, but just a woman being the way she is the only reason you even know anything. And it goes deep. I mean, all the way to the feminine energy in general. To we talking about yin. To we talking about just receiving. This realm of reality we in is absorbed in receiving. They don't even know how to exchange, give out a positive charge. They're doing more receiving. And if receiving is coming from the right, all that energy is pushing things to the left, to the point that people are in desperate need of logic. People are in desperate need of it. So when something don't pertain logic, a motherfucker is lost. Look at that L word again, that lizard. That language. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuck. You gotta understand that women, you are the world, but you are pieces of the world. You are the space. So you hold all the vibration. Now, the frequencies that go into vibration is what fuck every motherfucking thing up. Crazy ideas make things vibrate chaotic. Now, you got a bunch of religions and things like that that are trying to correlate everything that they can to try to say the women or the feminine energy was the devil. But I'm going to tell you like this. For a body, for something in density, for something to even have movement, it had to get infected first. It had to get possessed first. Your body wasn't moving until it got possessed with the spirit within it. So who really evil here? See what I'm saying? What was it? Was it the spirit? What was it? The thing that was without? Looked at the, and if you want to correlate everything to the devil and density and all that shit and the female shit like that, what was it? What was the real reason for the separation? What was the real reason? Like, really think about it. Because we tie everything to what's good and bad, and the smartest person on earth will tell you that the most negative thing, and if we're not talking about bad or good, we just talk about the energy and the forces of the yin. The highest thing would be the feminine and the negative energy, and that would be the right brain. But the right brain ain't got nothing to do with it, just in lower dimensions it do. It comes from that. But when you want to really think about it, we correlate all that to density and experience and devil's nature and the physical. But who was really wrong? The spirit that went in that vessel and woke that vessel up? Or the vessel that's utilizing that spirit to do what it wants to motherfucking do? See, this seems like a motherfucking marriage to me. This seems like a marriage in general. This don't seem like no separation shit. This seems like a marriage with argument. I think we got the wrong idea and concept of the whole modality of the concept of separation. I think we got the whole concept of it wrong. Because we can, if we bring it down to the third dimension and we talk about marriages, we see marriages that don't work, right? We can see a marriage that don't work. Really, we see more marriages that don't work than marriages that do work. So when we see a marriage separate, did they really separate, or did they create something new, and it was time for them to experience something else, to marry something else? See, I don't think this is a separation thing, and this is going to tie into things of like mahogany and things of that nature, like being with one person and things of that nature. I don't necessarily think that's what we're supposed to do. We didn't do this in higher dimensions. You see what I'm saying? In this realm of reality, see, right now I'm trying to explain everything that's dealing with how things came to be in the first place now, and what you appeared for it to be good or bad. See, my videos may not be constructed amongst one title, but it's so much knowledge in all of it. Because when we put all those pieces of the puzzle that I was just explaining in the past few minutes, now we have to come to the conclusion is any race even supposed to, all this marriage and all this having to be with one person, is that even the way it's supposed to be? And reason why I never brought this up before, because in this realm of reality, people cling on these things so much based upon their culture and who raised them, based upon who had the TV programming for everybody to channel. So whatever your culture is, that person, they taught you how to have a family. They taught you how to dress as a male and female. They taught you how to live in a society. That's not the overall society. But when you think about it, see, the dimensions I come from and in the different realms of realities and worlds I come from, time ain't looked at the way it's looked at here. So in so many shapes and forms, when we do utilize time with another, whether that experience was negative or positive, that was a time that needed to be experienced. You see what I'm saying? So when that time is up with that person, we move on with no hard feelings, because it's not even that conscious, it's not even in that realm, and it's time for us to move to the next. Flight boss, bitch.